Hi everybody, I'm Nathan Short and welcome to another episode of Indie Filmworks. I have a few really big announcements to make today, and then we're going to dive deep into the topic, which is going to be screening your first feature film for a local audience. Well, two things I want to mention as announcements. Number one, recently, if you've been paying attention on my social media feed, you'll know that I finished filming my second feature film. It's called The Assassination of Western Civilization. It's, well, actually, I'm not going to get too much into what it is, but the way we shot it is what makes it unique. This is a 100-page script that we filmed all in a single take. So keep your eyes open for that. We're going to be showing a teaser trailer of it at the premiere of Higher Methods. And that's the other announcement that I am really excited to share with all of you. On September 28th at the Maryland Rodham Performing Arts Center, Higher Methods will be making, we're calling it a special screening, not necessarily a world premiere, and I will get into that right now. But that is going to be finally screened for a live audience at a theater, and I'm really excited about that. If you've been following on social media, you will have seen that I've been blasting this out everywhere. This has been the culmination of about 3 years worth of work getting this film completed and ready to show and eventually submitted to film festivals. But let me just mention a little bit more about what we're calling this. Originally, I was calling this the world premiere of Higher Methods. And it was brought to my attention by a few people that I could be getting myself into trouble calling it a world premiere. I do have desires to submit this to some very prestigious film festivals like Sundance and Toronto, Cannes, Telluride, Tribeca, all the big 5 or 6 festivals. And many of them really only want to screen your film if it's an actual premiere. Now, I thought about this for a little bit, and I realized this is a very low budget movie with no known actors in it. The chances of this movie being screened at one of those theaters, one of those festivals, is a long shot. It really is. And especially if it's going to be something that's in competition. So I decided, so here's what I'm saying is, you got to really ask yourself, is the movie you're making, is it going to be considered by those major film festivals? It's easy. Yes, we all submit our films to those big film festivals, hoping and praying that it will get accepted. But realistically, very few movies do get accepted. And unless you have a known actor in it, it's going to be very difficult to do that. So I'm not saying not to submit. Definitely do that. I am doing that for Higher Methods. So what I had to ask myself was, should this premiere be titled a premiere? And I decided, even though the chances of this thing getting into a festival like this are slim, I'm still going to change the name of it to a special screening, because technically the movie is not going to be done yet when we show it. It's still going to be in the process of being colored and some music added to it. What is going to be shown is going to be fairly close to the finished version of it, but there will be some tweaks that are made. So technically, it's not completed. So we don't have to necessarily call it a world premiere. It's a special screening, and it's still a working copy. So that's how I'm going to leave it. So the other big thing, of course, is I want to get into the details of how to show your film for an audience when it is a premiere. And one thing that I'm doing with Higher Methods, which I think is very important, is to make it an event, not just showing a movie that you invite your friends to and everybody you can, obviously, but make it make it a special event and make people feel like that is something special to attend this. I am rolling out the red carpet for everybody coming to this. There really will be a red carpet there, which I think is important. This is still a premiere. So even if you have to go to Party City to get one of those cheap red carpets, do it, because it makes people really feel like they're attending some premiere event. I think it's a great thing to do. Also, make sure that you are promoting your screening across all social media platforms and stagger it. Don't just keep posting the same, film announcement day in, day out. Upload different photos from your film, different screen caps, different behind the scenes videos. Keep mixing it up and stagger across all the groups that you're involved in on social media, especially on Facebook. I am part of, about 150 filmmaking groups, movie groups, and every week I'm staggering different kinds of information about the premiere. Another thing that I did for this is that I did use Facebook ads. And I set aside $100 for this. Now I figure it's worth it because the Facebook ads themselves will generate probably at least $100 worth of revenue in ticket sales. So I took that gamble. I won't know for sure how it performed, but I don't regret doing it. I had $100 that I could put toward it, so it made sense to do this. But I think it's also good because it just raises the awareness of people that you're targeting. Now remember, when you do Facebook ads, you just don't just blast it out everywhere. You have to choose a very niche group of people. I chose men and women ages 18 to 45 in a very specific location in Massachusetts and Rhode Island that also have certain interests in filmmaking or acting. And I think it's very important that you target a very specific audience. Another thing which I am doing is creating a press release. Now, not everybody knows how to write a press release. It really isn't that hard, but it's just basic information about the announcement of the premiere and a couple quotes that you can add from yourself into the press release and just general information. It really doesn't have to be that long. And I'm very fortunate that there is somebody who edits my press releases and makes them sound immaculate. But once those are done, send those out to as many media outlets as you can think of. And I'm talking about local newspapers, I'm talking about magazines, I'm talking about radio stations and local colleges. Magazines and newspapers are very important because they will publish it right there. Well, not right there. They'll publish it into their publication. And I don't have it with me, but the local newspaper for us, the Attleboro Sun Chronicle, posted the press release, which is great. And there's even a photograph of the Orpheum Theater where the Maryland Rodham Performing Arts Center, where the movie's being shown. And this leads me to the next tip that I'm going to give you. Seek sponsorships. Because even though I'm showing this movie at this theater, there's still a cost to me to screen it there. I have to rent out the theater, and there are just other miscellaneous costs that go into this. So what I have done over the past couple months is approach local businesses, asking them if they would like to sponsor our screening. And what I'm offering is the opportunity for them to advertise their business during a rotating slideshow before the movie. I also am creating a playbill. Now, the playbills are those things that you usually see when you go to see a live performance. And it has like the actor's information and the crew information and a little bit, description of the play you're about to see. Well, I decided to do it for my movie. And there will be a whole bunch of printed out copies of this playbill that we will hand out to all the people that come to the screening. But inside of that, I'm also thanking our sponsors for this, and also not every time, but often when I promote the premiere on social media, I'm also giving a shout out to our sponsors. So I'm not asking for much from the sponsors, but I'm giving them free advertising, not free, but advertising for their business. And I think it's a great way to help out defray the costs of your screening. Now, the reason why this was led into from the sponsorships is because now that I have the press release published in a paper, I can actually take that newspaper with Nathan Scher in the indie film premiere happening at this time, at this location. I am going to go to local businesses with this newspaper, show them that this is a real event that's happening. I'm not just some guy walking off the street asking for something free. There is actually a legitimate film that's being shown, and they'll see the newspaper. So that's actually a great strategy to acquire sponsorships and also silent auction items, which is what I'm doing as well. At this event, I plan to have between 30 to 35 silent auction items donated from local businesses that will also help the revenue that comes in that will help finish the film, go toward marketing, and ultimately film festival submissions. And the last thing I want to say is, you're going to have this great event at this theater, but you want to be able to document it. So make sure that you have somebody dedicated, a dedicated photographer that is there taking lots of photographs, that you can use this for marketing whenever you may need it. Don't just ask some friends, take some pictures with their phones. They will do that anyways, but have somebody there that you can count their tickets, you buy them a beer, it doesn't really matter. Just get somebody there that is truly dedicated to taking photographs of your event. You will appreciate having those later. And I think that's about it. I think I've gone on a little long today, but the next episode will have kind of the post-mortem of the Higher Methods premiere. I can't wait for this. It's happening in less than 2 weeks. So if you want to come to it, like I said, it's September 28th at the Marilyn Rodham Performing Arts Center in Foxborough, Massachusetts. September 28th. Doors open at 7 p.m. The show will go on sometime after 8 p.m. And one other thing I want to mention is it's not just the movie. We're going to be showing trailers and some other short films from other filmmakers that I'm very proud to help support them as well. So make sure that you provide a wide, diverse array of entertainment for your guests. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you next time.